People don't go broke because they stop earning. That single truth separates those who build lasting security from those who keep starting over. You've seen it. Someone earns well, maybe even better than most, but somehow they're still stressed about bills, still chasing the next paycheck. It's not bad luck. It's a lack of discipline. Money doesn't vanish by accident. It slips away through small, unnoticed choices, extra spending, emotional decisions, missed plans. Discipline is the barrier between freedom and struggle. It's not about being strict. It's about being smart. It's about learning to say no to what doesn't serve your future. This message isn't about complicated finance or fancy words. It's about real life, how you think, how you act, and how those choices shape your results. Because until you learn to manage what you earn, more money won't fix the problem. Control will. And that's where real success begins. Number 1, face the truth that money fades when you lack control. Money has a way of testing who we are. It reveals discipline faster than anything else. Most people believe money will fix their problems, but it doesn't. It exposes them. If you lack control, money becomes temporary. It slips through your fingers as fast as it came in. You can earn it, hold it, and even multiply it, but without self-control, it eventually fades away. Not because of bad luck, not because of unfairness, but because the person handling it. When I say face the truth that money fades when you lack control, I'm not trying to sound harsh. I'm talking about reality. Think about how many people you've seen who get a raise, a bonus, or a sudden opportunity, and within months, they're back where they started, sometimes even worse. That's not about money. That's about the person. The truth is, if your habits don't change, your situation won't either. The same habits that made you broke before will make you broke again no matter how much you earn. Money doesn't disappear by accident. It disappears by decision. Every small emotional purchase, every moment of impatience, every "I'll figure it out later" decision adds up. And when you wake up one day and wonder where it all went, it's not mystery, it's mathematics. The absence of control creates a hole in your financial life, and money keeps pouring out. You can't fix a lack of control with more income. Many people believe, if I just earn a little more, everything will be fine. But if you don't manage $100 well, you won't manage 1,000. If you don't handle 1,000 well, you won't handle 10,000. The number doesn't change the person, you have to change. Control is a muscle, not a miracle. When you have discipline, every dollar you earn starts to have a purpose. It's not about being stingy or living in fear of spending. It's about awareness. It's about asking, do I really need this? Or, will this bring me closer to where I want to go? Most people never ask those questions. They buy to escape stress, to feel powerful for a moment, or to keep up appearances. That's not control, that's reaction. And reaction destroys progress. The moment you face the truth is the moment your life begins to shift. It's when you stop blaming circumstances and start taking ownership. You start to see that money is a mirror reflecting your habits, your patience, and your ability to lead yourself. If your life is out of control, your money will be too. The truth may sting, but it's the start of growth. When I started to understand this truth myself, it changed everything. I realized discipline wasn't punishment. It was protection. It kept me from losing what I worked so hard for. You see, the feeling of earning money is exciting, but the feeling of losing it carelessly is painful. And most people live in that cycle of temporary excitement followed by regret. They repeat it month after month, year after year, because they refuse to face this simple truth. If you don't build control, money won't stay. Discipline is not something you switch on once in a while. It's a daily practice. It shows up in the small choices, the coffee you don't buy, the impulse you resist, the plan you follow even when it's uncomfortable. Every time you practice control, you grow stronger. And every time you give in to emotion, you weaken your ability to hold what you've earned. People often say, I just want to enjoy my money. And I agree, you should. But enjoyment without structure leads to emptiness. True enjoyment comes from knowing you can afford it, not from pretending you can. There's no peace in spending carelessly. There's peace in control. There's pride in knowing your future is safe because you had the courage to say no today. Money without control creates chaos. It builds false confidence. You start to believe you can handle more when you can't even handle what's in your hands. And that's when life steps in to teach you the hard way. You lose it, not because you're unlucky, but because you never respected the responsibility that comes with it. Control isn't about being perfect. It's about being aware. You can still make mistakes, but when you're disciplined, you learn from them fast. You don't repeat them endlessly. You start to see patterns, the moments when you spend from emotion, the times when you drift from your plan, the places where you waste energy trying to impress others. Awareness gives you power, and power gives you freedom. Facing the truth isn't easy. It requires humility. It forces you to admit that you've been the reason your money hasn't stayed. It makes you see that you've been chasing the reward without mastering the responsibility. But when you finally accept that, you start to grow. Because when you stop lying to yourself, progress begins. Money and control are partners. One without the other leads to trouble. If you want money to last, you must learn to manage yourself before you manage your income. That's the real work. Building habits, building awareness, building patience. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Without it, you're stuck hoping for miracles. With it, you create results. Think of how life feels when you're out of control. You stress every time a bill comes. You feel anxious checking your balance. You avoid thinking about your future because it scares you. That's not living, that's surviving. And it all begins to change the moment you say, I'm done living this way. Control isn't just about saving money. It's about saving yourself from a cycle that steals your peace. When you finally gain control, something changes inside you. You begin to feel grounded. You sleep better, knowing your choices are aligned with your goals. You stop chasing and start building. You no longer need to prove anything to anyone because your progress speaks for itself. That's the reward of discipline. So face the truth: money fades when you lack control. It's not cruel, it's fair. Life gives more to those who are ready to handle more. The test isn't in how much you make, it's in how much you keep, how much you grow, and how much you manage wisely. You have to decide whether you want to live in reaction or in control, whether you want your money to stay or to disappear, because every choice you make tells your money where to go or lets it wander away. The truth might sting for a moment, but it will save you for a lifetime. Discipline isn't about restriction, it's about direction. It's about taking your life seriously enough to protect what you've built. The people who thrive aren't the smartest or the luckiest, they're the most consistent. They wake up with a plan. They stick to their limits. They don't chase every shiny thing. And because of that, they keep winning long after others have stopped. Money without discipline will disappear, but the person who learns control will never be empty again. When you master yourself, you never fear losing what you've earned, because you've become the kind of person who knows how to rebuild it anytime. That's real power. That's real freedom. And it all begins the moment you face the truth. Number 2, train your mind to choose growth over moment comfort. Every person faces a choice. Every single day. The choice between short comfort and long growth. Comfort feels safe. It feels like a small reward that gives you relief right now. Growth feels heavy. It demands effort, patience, and discipline. But the truth is, every time you choose comfort over growth, you delay your own progress. Every time you take the easy road, you pay for it later. Training your mind to choose growth over moment comfort is one of the hardest but most powerful disciplines you can ever build. The reason most people don't grow isn't because they're not capable. It's because comfort keeps calling them back. It tells them they've done enough for today, that they deserve a break, that they'll start tomorrow. But tomorrow comes with the same excuses. Comfort never feels dangerous until it quietly steals your drive. Growth, on the other hand, feels uncomfortable at first, but it gives you something comfort never will: strength. When you train your mind, you start recognizing those quiet moments when you want to stop, when you want to give up, When your emotions tell you to take the easy way, you begin to see those moments for what they are: tests. Every test is a chance to grow or stay stuck. The mind that's trained for growth doesn't fall for temporary relief. It asks, will this decision make me stronger or weaker? And then acts accordingly. People often say they want to change their lives, but they forget that change means pain. Growth demands you trade what feels good now for what will feel right later. You can't grow while clinging to comfort. You can't evolve if you keep choosing ease. Every time you do, you train your mind to quit. Every time you push through, you train your mind to win. Your mind is like a muscle. It follows the pattern you create. If you reward it for comfort, it will crave more comfort. If you reward it for discipline, it will crave progress. Most people live on repeat because they've trained themselves to escape effort. They quit when it gets hard, then blame life for not changing. The truth is simple. You can't live soft and expect strong results. To choose growth, you must be aware of your trigger. You must know when your mind is searching for escape. Maybe it's when you're tired. Maybe when you're bored. Maybe when you feel uncertain. Those are the moments when comfort whispers the loudest. It says, you've done enough, you deserve a break. But growth speaks quietly. It says, stay a little longer. Finish what you started. The question is, which voice will you train yourself to listen to? The difference between people who move forward and those who stay stuck isn't talent or luck, it's tolerance for discomfort. Growth doesn't feel good at first. It feels awkward, uncertain, and slow. But so does everything worth learning. The more you do it, the more natural it becomes. One day, what once felt hard becomes your new normal. That's when you realize you've changed. When you choose growth, you give up the illusion of fast happiness for the reality of long satisfaction. You stop chasing quick fixes and start building real foundations. You stop needing things to feel easy because you understand that progress is earned, not given. The moment you stop running from effort, your whole life begins to rise. Most people underestimate the cost of comfort. They think staying where they are keeps them safe, but it doesn't. Comfort slowly weakens you. It dulls your hunger. It makes you accept less than you're capable of. Growth, however, sharpens you. It keeps you alert, hungry, and alive. It builds character, not just results. When you start choosing growth, you start to respect yourself more. You build a quiet pride that doesn't need to be shown off. Training your mind is not about forcing yourself to be tough all the time. It's about building awareness and control. It's about knowing the difference between rest and laziness, between reward and distraction. Comfort should be earned, not escaped. And growth doesn't mean never relaxing. It means relaxing with purpose after you've done the work that matters. One powerful way to train your mind is to make small promises to yourself and keep them. It could be waking up early, finishing your task before relaxing, saving money instead of spending it on impulse. Every small, kept promise builds mental strength. Every broken one weakens it. When your mind learns that your word means something, it starts to trust you. That's how discipline turns into identity. Choosing growth means building habits that match your goals, not your moods. There will be days you don't feel like working, days you don't feel inspired, days where progress feels invisible. But that's where real training happens. Every time you show up despite not feeling like it, you separate yourself from the crowd. Because most people only move when they feel good. Winners move because they've decided to. Growth is never a single moment. It's 1,000 small decisions made when no one is watching. It's doing the right thing when it's not exciting. It's finishing the task when your mind is begging for distraction. It's saying no to what gives you relief now because you know it costs you later. It's those quiet victories that build a strong mind and a stable life. There's something powerful that happens when you start to live this way. You begin to trust yourself deeply. You stop doubting your ability to handle hard things because you've done it over and over again. You no longer rely on motivation because discipline has taken its place. And when that happens, you become unstoppable. Not because everything is easy, but because nothing can easily break you. If you want to see how strong you really are, look at what you do when comfort calls. Do you move toward what challenges you, or do you pull back? Growth always demands a trade. It costs you comfort. It costs you excuses. It costs you the luxury of doing nothing. But in return, it gives you confidence, control, and peace of mind. That's a trade worth making every single time. You can't build a better life by choosing what's easy. You build it by making choices that stretch you. If you keep doing what's comfortable, you'll keep getting what's familiar. Growth requires you to say, I'm done settling. It asks you to push through fear, to stay patient, and to trust the process, even when it's slow, because everything strong takes time to build, including you. There will be moments you question yourself, moments you wonder if it's worth it. That's when you remind yourself why you started. Comfort is temporary, but regret lasts. Growth may be slow, but it lasts forever. Every bit of effort you give now builds a version of you that can handle more, do more, and live better. Choosing growth over moment comfort isn't just about success. It's about self-respect. It's about proving to yourself that you're not ruled by impulses, that you have direction, that you're building something real. It's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't give up when it's hard but grows stronger because of it. When you train your mind this way, you stop living for the moment and start living for meaning. You stop needing approval because your progress becomes your validation. You start to see life differently. Challenges no longer scare you. They excite you. You begin to welcome struggle because you know it's shaping you into someone better. And one day when you look back, you'll realize something powerful. Every hard choice you made, every moment you resisted comfort, every step you took toward growth, it all built the life you once dreamed about. That's the reward of discipline. Not a life free from struggle, but a life full of strength. Growth over comfort. That's how you win in the long run. Number 3, stop using money to fill emotional gaps that never close. Money can buy comfort, but it can't heal emptiness. People try to use money to cover the things they don't want to face inside. They buy, spend, and collect, hoping the feeling of lack will disappear, but it never does. It only hides for a moment, then comes back stronger. That's the truth most people don't want to face. They think if they just earn more, buy more, or live bigger, they'll feel complete. But no amount of money can fill an emotional gap that comes from neglecting yourself. It's not about the balance in your account, it's about the balance inside your mind. When people feel lonely, they often buy something new to feel connected. When they feel insecure, they spend to look successful. When they feel bored, they buy to feel alive. But each time they do, they trade emotional healing for temporary distraction. The problem isn't that they spend money, it's that they expect spending to solve something it was never meant to fix. You can't swipe away pain. You can't buy self-worth. You can't order confidence. The satisfaction fades as fast as the receipt prints. Money is powerful, but it's not emotional medicine. It can make life easier, but it can't make life meaningful. The real reason many people struggle with money isn't because they're bad at math. It's because they're trying to use money to feel okay. They're trying to buy peace of mind with products and validation. But peace isn't for sale. It's built through honesty, self-control, and purpose. When you use money to fill emotional gaps, you create an illusion of progress. You feel better for a moment, so you assume things are improving. But deep down, nothing changes. The same emptiness remains, waiting for the next distraction. The cycle repeats until you're not just emotionally drained, you're financially trapped. The more you chase fulfillment through spending, the further you drift from real happiness. You have to be brave enough to ask yourself hard questions. Why do I keep buying things I don't need? What feeling am I trying to escape? What am I trying to prove? Every emotional purchase has a story behind it. Sometimes it's fear. Sometimes it's shame. Sometimes it's loneliness. The purchase feels like relief, but it's only silence over noise. It never addresses the cause. When you start facing those emotions directly, you take back control. You begin to see how often money becomes a cover for discomfort. You see how it becomes a tool to hide pain instead of fix it. Emotional spending isn't a financial issue. It's a self-awareness issue. You can't control what you don't understand. Once you understand why you spend, you can change it. The key is learning to pause. That pause between emotion and action is where power lives. When you feel the urge to buy something to feel better, stop and ask, what's really bothering me right now? Maybe you're stressed. Maybe you're lonely. Maybe you're comparing yourself to others. Whatever it is, naming it weakens it. When you identify the emotion, it loses control over you. You start choosing intentionally instead of reacting automatically. So many people live their lives trying to buy feelings they never work to build. They use money to chase respect, to gain attention, to feel worthy. But true respect comes from integrity, not from things. True confidence comes from effort, not appearance. True peace comes from purpose, not possessions. When you start to live with that understanding, your relationship with money transforms. It stops being emotional and starts being practical. The irony is that the more emotionally stable you become, the better you handle money. When you're grounded, you don't spend to impress anyone. You spend with awareness. You save because it feels empowering, not restrictive. You invest because you think ahead, not because you fear missing out. Emotional control leads to financial control. The two are connected at every level. Most people never learn this connection because no one teaches it. We grow up surrounded by advertising that tells us spending equals happiness. We see people smiling on screens and start to believe that buying equals belonging. But real life doesn't work like that. You don't buy peace. You build it through discipline. You don't buy joy. You create it through gratitude. You don't buy confidence. You earn it through effort and consistency. You can't escape your emotions through money. Every dollar you spend to hide pain becomes a reminder of avoidance. It keeps you busy but never satisfied. The gap you're trying to fill doesn't close with consumption. It closes with connection, reflection, and personal growth. When you stop chasing feelings with money, you finally give yourself space to grow emotionally and financially. Think of how different your life feels when you use money with purpose instead of impulse. Every purchase feels lighter because it aligns with your values. You stop feeling guilty about spending because it's thoughtful, not emotional. You begin to take pride not in what you buy, but in the control you hold. That's real confidence, the kind that no receipt can give you. When you use money as a way to feel better, you put yourself on a leash. Your emotions become your financial strategy. Bad day? Spend. Lonely night? Spend. Feeling insecure? Spend. But that kind of pattern doesn't solve anything. It just hides the truth. And every time you do it, the emotional gap widens. You start needing more to feel less. That's the danger of emotional spending. It makes you dependent on temporary relief. You can't live free while your emotions dictate your wallet. You have to separate feelings from decisions. That means creating structure, budgeting, setting rules, being honest about triggers. Discipline doesn't take joy away. It gives clarity. It turns spending from reaction to intention. It helps you see that money is a tool, not therapy. When you use it right, it builds. When you misuse it, it destroys. To break that emotional spending cycle, you must fill your life with real sources of fulfillment. Connection, purpose, contribution, learning, progress. These things feed your spirit. When you have them, you don't need to escape your feelings. You process them. You don't need constant stimulation. You feel content in your growth. That's where financial maturity begins. When you replace avoidance with awareness. You might think buying gives you power, but it often takes it away. It controls your emotions, instead of the other way around. Real power is when you can feel pain, stress, or boredom, and not need to escape it through spending. Real power is when you can say, I don't need this to feel okay. That level of control doesn't just save your money. It saves your peace. Money should reflect who you are, not who you're trying to impress, or what you're trying to avoid. When you heal what's broken inside, your need for emotional spending fades. You stop using money as medicine and start using it as strategy. You start to see that the real wealth is peace of mind. You stop chasing temporary highs because you're building lasting satisfaction. The world will always tempt you to buy your way out of discomfort. But every time you resist, you grow stronger. Every time you face what you feel instead of running from it, you become more complete. That strength becomes visible in your finances, your mindset, and your decisions. You begin to live with self-control instead of self-doubt. You start creating instead of escaping. When you stop using money to fill emotional gaps, you start building something far greater. Emotional wealth. That's the kind of wealth that doesn't disappear. It stays with you because it's built on truth, not impulse. It gives you peace when things are slow and gratitude when things are good. That's what real financial freedom looks like. Not the ability to buy everything, but the ability to need nothing to feel whole. So take a moment and face that truth. Ask yourself if your spending is helping your future or just covering your feelings. You'll know the answer deep down. Choose growth. Choose healing. Choose to stop buying temporary comfort and start building permanent strength. Because when your heart is full, your wallet doesn't have to carry the weight. Number 4, build self-respect by saying no to wasteful urges. Self-respect is built in silence, in the moments when no one is watching. And you choose to say no to something that tempts you, but adds no real value to your life. Every time you resist a wasteful urge, you strengthen your ability to lead yourself. Most people think respect comes from others, but real respect is an inside job. It's not earned through applause or approval. It's earned through self-control. It's earned when you look at something you want right now and still choose what's right for your future. Every urge that feels good in the moment carries a hidden cost. The late-night online purchase you don't need, the expensive dinner that adds no joy beyond the hour, the shiny thing that fades the next day. They all have one thing in common. They take from your future to feed your impulse. And every time you say yes to those urges, you say no to your long-term peace. When you learn to say no to what's wasteful, you start saying yes to yourself. There's a kind of power that comes from restraint. It's not about deprivation. It's about mastery. It's about proving to yourself that you are not ruled by every craving, every advertisement, every emotional impulse that flashes in front of you. Most people don't realize how often they hand away control. They say, "I couldn't help it," or "it just felt right at the time." That's not freedom. That's weakness disguised as comfort. True freedom comes when you can want something and still walk away from it, because you know it doesn't serve your purpose. When you start saying no to wasteful urges, you begin to build inner strength. You feel a kind of quiet confidence that no one can give you. You look around and realize how many people are trapped in cycles of consumption, buying things they don't even like, all to fill a space that could have been filled by discipline. Saying no gives you that space back. It gives you back your direction, your control, and your pride. Every no you say to wasteful spending is a yes to your dignity. Every moment you choose restraint, you teach your mind to value what lasts. You stop living for short bursts of pleasure and start building lasting satisfaction. And that's when something shifts. You start trusting yourself again. Because self-respect grows when your actions align with your intention. Many people lose respect for themselves because they keep breaking promises they make to themselves. They say, "This time I'll save. This time I'll be smarter. This time I won't waste." But then they give in. Every broken promise chips away at confidence. You can't respect yourself if you can't trust yourself. And trust is built through consistent discipline, not words. Every time you follow through, even in small moments, you rebuild that trust. That's how self-respect is formed, one decision at a time. Think about what happens when you start practicing restraint. At first, it's uncomfortable. You feel like you're missing out. You might even feel frustrated watching others indulge. But give it time and something powerful happens. You begin to feel light. You realize how much control you actually have. You stop chasing everything because you don't need everything. You start seeing through the noise of temptation and recognizing what truly matters. That clarity becomes addictive in the best way. Saying no is an act of self-love, not punishment. It's choosing to protect your energy, your money, and your time from things that don't bring real meaning. You can't respect yourself if you constantly betray yourself. You can't feel proud if you keep surrendering to habits that make you weaker. Discipline isn't about control for control's sake. It's about building a life you can look at with pride. The truth is, most wasteful urges don't come from need. They come from boredom, stress, or compare. We live in a world that constantly tells you to want more, buy more, do more, but never pause. Every message you see is designed to convince you that you're incomplete. That's why self-control is revolution. Every time you say no, you're not just saving money, you're reclaiming your independence. You're saying, I decide what's enough for me. That's where real respect begins. You'll start to notice how good it feels to resist something unnecessary. There's a quiet strength in walking away from impulse. You start feeling proud, not deprived. You realize that you didn't lose anything valuable. You gained control, and with control comes confidence. You're no longer chasing satisfaction. You're creating it. That's when self-respect begins to build a foundation inside you that no external validation can shake. Wasteful urges don't just drain your wallet. They drain your focus. Every unnecessary purchase, every impulsive decision takes mental energy that could be used to build something meaningful. When you remove those distractions, you make space for clarity. You begin to think long-term. You start planning, investing, and growing instead of reacting. You stop being a consumer of everything and become a creator of your future. One of the most powerful moments in life is when you realize you don't need everything you desire. That's when maturity starts. You stop being controlled by the hunger for more. You begin to value simplicity, peace, and progress. You stop caring about appearances and start caring about substance. You find satisfaction not in spending but in strength. Building self-respect through saying no isn't about perfection. You'll still make mistakes. You'll still have moments when you give in. But what matters is awareness. When you catch yourself, learn from it. Ask what emotion drove the urge. Was it anxiety? Was it the need to impress? Every time you reflect instead of repeat, you grow. That's progress. That's how control becomes natural over time. Eventually, you'll reach a point where saying no doesn't feel like resistance. It feels like power. You'll stop feeling like you're denying yourself and start realizing you're protecting yourself. You'll see that every urge you overcome adds another layer to your character. It's not just about money. It's about building discipline in every part of your life. Because the way you handle small temptations reflects how you handle big challenges. Saying no to wasteful urges gives you time to think clearly, live intentionally, and act with purpose. It allows you to focus on goals that matter, not distractions that fade. You begin to find pride in your restraint, not in your possessions. You start realizing that peace feels far better than impulse. You start to stand taller because you're no longer a prisoner of your cravings. When you build self-respect through discipline, people notice. They see it in how you carry yourself, how you speak, and how you make decisions. You no longer seek approval because your actions already give you validation. That quiet strength becomes your identity. It's not loud, but it's undeniable. The world rewards those who can delay gratification. The ones who can say no today can say yes to far bigger things later. Self-respect comes from choosing what builds you, not what empties you. It's in those simple moments, when you decide not to buy, not to waste, not to indulge, that you write the story of your strength. So start small. Say no once today to something meaningless. Feel how empowering that single act is. Then do it again tomorrow. Keep doing it until it becomes your standard. Over time, those small refusals will shape a version of you that stands taller, feels calmer, and acts wise. That's the person who no longer trades self-worth for short pleasure. That's the person who earns their own respect every day. Every time you choose discipline over impulse, you prove to yourself that you're capable of control, that you value your future more than your momentary urge. That is how self-respect is built. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, it's quiet, steady, and powerful. The person who can say no to wasteful urges is the person who commands their own life. That's strength, that's peace, that's freedom. Number 5, learn to sit with discomfort instead of buying your escape. Discomfort is not the enemy, it is the truth knocking on the door, asking to be faced. Most people run from it, hide from it, or try to buy their way out of it. They look for something to make the feeling go away. A new gadget, a fancy meal, a quick trip, another distraction. For a short moment, it works. The discomfort softens. But as soon as the distraction fades, the feeling returns, stronger than before. The reason is simple. What you avoid only grows. You cannot spend your way out of emotional pain. You can only face it and grow through it. Learning to sit with discomfort is one of the greatest skills you can ever build. It teaches you patience, self-awareness, and strength. It builds emotional endurance, the kind that money can't buy and time can't replace. When you can sit still in discomfort, you start to understand yourself. You begin to see what you're really avoiding. It might be fear, guilt, uncertainty, or loneliness, but once you see it, you can work through it. Until then, you're stuck in a loop, feeling pain, escaping it, and wondering why it keeps coming back. Most people don't even realize how much of their financial struggle comes from emotional avoidance. They feel anxious, so they buy something to calm themselves. They feel bored, so they spend to create excitement. They feel sad, so they purchase comfort. It's never about the object. It's about the feeling they're trying to silence. The problem is that these escapes never solve anything. They just delay the lesson. Discomfort is a message. It's your inner self telling you something needs attention. Maybe your lifestyle doesn't match your values. Maybe you're living beyond your means. Maybe you're not being honest about what you want. When you sit quietly with discomfort, you start hearing those messages clearly. You begin to understand where the tension comes from. It's uncomfortable, yes, but that discomfort is growth in disguise. There's power in sitting with what hurts instead of escaping it. The first few moments feel unbearable. You want to move, to scroll, to buy, to distract. But if you stay, something shifts. You start to see that discomfort won't destroy you. It's just a feeling passing through. You learn that you can handle pain without reacting to it. You realize you're stronger than the urge to run. That realization builds emotional strength, the kind that helps you make calm, smart decisions even when life gets hard. Buying your escape is easy. Facing your discomfort takes courage. But every time you choose to sit through it, you grow more centered. You start building real control over your emotions. You stop being reactive and start being reflective. You begin to understand that the discomfort is not punishment. It's feedback. It's your body and mind showing you where you've been careless or disconnected. When you stop escaping, you give yourself the chance to heal. You start confronting the real reasons behind your habits. Maybe you've been overspending because you're lonely. Maybe you keep chasing upgrades because you're insecure. Maybe you keep searching for comfort because you don't know peace. Those realizations are not easy to face, but they're necessary. You can't change what you won't confront. The longer you keep buying distractions, the longer you delay your own peace. There's something beautiful about choosing to face discomfort head on. You start realizing that pain doesn't control you anymore. You can feel it, breathe through it, and still move forward. You stop needing constant entertainment or rewards to feel okay. You stop reaching for your wallet every time your heart feels heavy. That's the moment when your power returns. When you realize you can survive the storm without hiding from it. Sitting with discomfort builds emotional maturity. It teaches you how to respond to life instead of react to it. You start making decisions from clarity, not from emotion. You stop chasing temporary relief and start seeking real solutions. You stop needing everything to feel good right away because you trust the process of growth. Discomfort stops being the enemy. It becomes the teacher. Money often becomes the easiest form of escape because it's instant. You can click, swipe, and distract yourself in seconds. It feels like control, but what it really does is deepen the emptiness. Because the truth is, comfort bought in a moment disappears just as fast. What remains is the same emotion you tried to escape, now mixed with guilt. You end up with less money and even more discomfort. That's a trap most people don't see until they're buried in it. The strength you build by sitting with discomfort is what separates growth from stagnation. The person who can face boredom, sadness, or fear without needing an escape is the person who can handle anything. Because once you stop running from discomfort, nothing owns you anymore. Not stress, not anxiety, not money. You become calm, grounded, and focused. That's where true freedom begins. When you practice this regularly, you start noticing patterns. You see when you reach for your phone to distract yourself. You notice when you walk into a store not because you need something, but because you're avoiding something. You catch those moments, pause and breathe. Each time you do, you reclaim your power. Each pause builds emotional muscle. You stop letting emotions make your decisions for you. There's a simple but powerful truth. Discomfort fades when faced and multiplies when avoided. The more you face it, the faster it passes. The more you avoid it,
the deeper it grows. Escaping only delays the inevitable. If you want to be strong, you must be willing to sit with feelings that make you uncomfortable. Uncertainty, frustration, disappointment, loneliness, and let them move through you naturally. That's how emotional balance is built. When you choose to sit with discomfort, you're not punishing yourself. You're freeing yourself. You're saying, I don't need to escape my emotions to survive. That choice builds inner security. You stop being afraid of how you feel. You stop relying on money or distractions to feel safe. You start feeling peace, simply because you're in control of yourself. That's emotional wealth. The kind that doesn't depend on what you own. Most people confuse comfort with happiness. But comfort without purpose leads to emptiness. Growth doesn't feel comfortable, but it brings peace. The goal is not to avoid discomfort. It's to learn from it. The discomfort of saying no, the discomfort of saving, the discomfort of waiting. These are all signs that you're growing stronger. The more you practice sitting with those moments, the more confident and capable you become. Think about how different your life would be if you stopped trying to buy your way out of stress. You'd have more savings, more focus, and more peace. You'd stop living on autopilot and start living with awareness. You'd stop confusing temporary relief with real fulfillment. You'd start seeing that not all discomfort is bad. Some of it is guiding you toward a better version of yourself. When you feel discomfort next time, pause before reacting. Feel it fully. Don't run. Don't buy. Don't distract. Just breathe and listen. Ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? That simple question can transform your relationship with pain. You'll find that most discomfort isn't here to hurt you. It's here to grow you. Learning to sit with discomfort is the foundation of emotional discipline. It's what gives you stability in chaos, calm in conflict, and strength in struggle. It's what helps you build a life that doesn't fall apart when challenges come. When you stop escaping, you start evolving. You stop surviving and start growing. This practice won't happen overnight. You'll slip up. You'll have days when you escape again. But don't see that as failure. See it as awareness. The more aware you become, the less control your emotions have over you. You start noticing your progress, not because life gets easier, but because you handle it better. The truth is, peace doesn't come from avoiding discomfort. It comes from mastering it. The moment you realize that, everything changes. You stop being afraid of hard days. You stop fearing boredom or silence. You find strength in stillness. You begin to trust yourself, and that trust becomes unshakable. When you can sit with discomfort, instead of buying your escape, you no longer depend on external fixes. You become your own stability. You become someone who doesn't need noise to feel alive. You live intentionally, calmly, and powerfully. That's real success. Not the absence of discomfort, but the ability to face it with grace and courage every single time.
Number 6, teach yourself patience, because easy money never stays long. Patience is one of the hardest things to learn in a world that rewards speed. Everyone wants quick results, fast success, and instant money, but easy money never lasts, because it skips the process that builds the strength to keep it. When you chase shortcuts, you trade long-term stability for temporary excitement. Patience, on the other hand, builds understanding. It makes you earn what you receive. And when you earn something through effort and time, you value it differently. You protect it. You grow it. You respect it. Teaching yourself patience isn't about waiting for life to hand you things. It's about learning to build step by step without losing focus. It's about trusting the process even when the results are not showing yet. Many people give up right before progress starts. They lose faith because they think time is their enemy. But time is their greatest ally. Everything strong needs time. Skills, success, wealth, character. Rushing only creates weak results. Easy money comes with excitement, but it leaves behind emptiness. You see it all the time. People who win big, who get sudden success, who stumble into money without preparation. It never lasts. The reason is simple. When money arrives faster than maturity, it destroys discipline. They spend without thinking. They chase pleasure without plan. And when it's gone, they don't know how to rebuild it.
because they never learned how to create it in the first place. Patience is what teaches you the real value of growth. When you earn slowly, you notice the lessons along the way. You learn how to manage, how to plan, how to recover from mistakes. You learn the habits that protect what you build. Those lessons are invisible when you rush. Easy money skips the struggle, and struggle is where strength is built. Without it, you stay fragile. Most people avoid patience because it feels uncomfortable. It requires discipline. It demands focus. It makes you confront your own doubts. But patience is not passive. It's powerful. It's the ability to stay committed even when nothing is happening yet. It's the strength to stay calm while you build your foundation. It's the quiet confidence that tells you success, built slowly, will stand strong. If you look closely, impatience is what destroys most progress. People quit learning when results are slow. They stop saving because it feels too small. They lose motivation because the reward isn't immediate. But every small step adds up. Every quiet day of effort compounds. The person who stays patient builds a kind of momentum that the impatient will never understand. Easy money looks attractive because it promises freedom without effort. But the truth is, it gives you a rush, not freedom. It makes you feel powerful for a moment, then takes everything back. It tricks you into thinking you've arrived, but you haven't even started. Money earned fast, without structure, creates chaos. It exposes weaknesses you didn't know you had. Ego, pride, poor judgment. Patience prevents that. It builds you from the inside before it builds your bank account. When you teach yourself patience, you begin to enjoy the process instead of resenting it. You stop looking for fast ways out and start appreciating progress. You realize that every delay has a purpose. It's preparing you. Every slow season is teaching you something you'll need later. Every challenge is shaping your mindset. When you understand that, frustration turns into focus. It's easy to envy people who seem to get ahead quickly. But what you don't see is what happens after. Many lose it as fast as they gained it. The foundation wasn't there. It's like building a house on soft ground. It looks fine until the first storm hits. Patience builds the foundation that keeps you standing when life tests you. When you earn something slowly, you build the mental and emotional tools to sustain it. You become grounded, aware, and wise. You must train yourself to think long-term. Impatience looks for pleasure. Patience looks for purpose. Every time you choose patience, you strengthen your ability to handle success. You stop chasing excitement and start chasing excellence. That's when success begins to feel different. It's no longer about luck or timing. It's about consistency. It's about building something that will last long after the excitement fades. Teaching yourself patience means accepting that real growth takes time. It means you'll sometimes feel left behind while others move fast. It means you'll be tempted to take shortcuts that look easier. But every time you resist that temptation, you build integrity. You build character. And character is what keeps your money, your relationships, and your opportunities safe. The truth is, fast money feeds the ego, but slow money feeds the soul. Fast money gives you excitement. Slow money gives you freedom. You can't learn responsibility without patience. You can't learn gratitude without patience. And you can't sustain success without patience. The process is slow because it's teaching you how to handle more than just money. It's teaching you how to handle yourself. Patience also builds emotional stability. When you can wait without panicking, when you can stay focused without needing constant results, you gain peace of mind. You stop reacting to every challenge and start responding with clarity. You stop comparing your journey to others and start focusing on your path. That's when progress feels natural, not forced. The patient person may move slower, but they never stop moving. They build with intention. They make decisions that last. They plan with care and act with wisdom. They know that wealth isn't just about how much you make. It's about how long you can keep it and how well you use it. Easy money doesn't teach that. It blinds you with comfort until you lose your edge. To teach yourself patience, start by setting goals that take time. Stop expecting overnight results. Focus on the small steps, the daily saving, the learning, the discipline, the effort no one sees. Celebrate progress, not perfection. Every small, consistent action builds your foundation stronger than one big win ever could. When you work hard for something, it changes how you see it. You handle it carefully. You appreciate it deeply. Easy money doesn't create that feeling. It creates addiction. The person who earns slowly can lose and rebuild again because they understand the process. The person who earns quickly often collapses when it's gone because they don't. That's the difference. Patience makes. It gives you the ability to endure. In a world where everything is fast, patience is your greatest advantage. Everyone wants immediate results, but few are willing to wait and build correctly. If you can stay patient, you'll outlast them all, because patience turns effort into mastery, and mastery turns income into legacy. The lesson is simple but hard to live. Easy money never stays long because it skips the lessons that make money stay. If you get it too soon, you spend it too fast. If you build it too slowly, you treasure it deeply. That's the balance. The faster you get it, the faster you lose it. The slower you earn it, the longer it stays. So train yourself to wait. Train yourself to trust the process, even when it's uncomfortable. Remind yourself that time is not your enemy. It's your builder. Every day of patience is a day of preparation. The person you become while waiting is the person who will know what to do when success finally arrives. Patience doesn't just teach you how to earn. It teaches you how to keep. It gives you wisdom before wealth. It builds maturity before money. And that's what makes success last. Easy money may come and go, but the person who has learned patience will always find a way to rise again. That's real security. That's real strength. And that's the kind of wealth that time cannot take away.
Number 7, build habits that make discipline feel like freedom, not punishment. Discipline becomes easy when it stops feeling like a cage and starts feeling like a path to peace. Most people resist discipline because they see it as restriction. They believe it takes away their freedom, but the truth is, the absence of discipline is what truly traps you. Chaos steals your energy, wastes your time, and fills your life with regret. Freedom isn't about doing whatever you want. It's about having control over what matters most. When you build the right habits, discipline no longer feels like punishment. It feels like power. Discipline is misunderstood. It isn't about strict rules or denying yourself joy. It's about building systems that make your life easier in the long run. When you wake up with purpose, manage your time wisely, and handle money responsibly, you're not restricting yourself. You're creating peace of mind. Every good habit you build removes one more source of stress from your life. Discipline doesn't take away joy. It creates the space for it. People who struggle with discipline often think it requires constant force, like a daily fight against themselves. But that's not the goal. The goal is to turn discipline into habit, something that happens automatically, without stress. Habits are built through repetition and intention. At first, they feel unnatural. You'll have to remind yourself. You'll resist. But stay consistent long enough, and it becomes part of who you are. You don't have to push forever, just long enough for it to become normal. When you repeat actions that serve you, they start to feel natural. The mind begins to recognize them as the new comfort zone. What used to feel like work begins to feel like freedom. Waking up early, saving instead of spending, planning your day. All those things that once felt heavy start to feel easy. The discipline you once fought becomes the rhythm that gives your life order. Think about what happens when you don't have discipline. You overspend, overthink, and overcommit. You wake up tired. You rush. You worry. That's not freedom. That's survival. You spend every day reacting instead of choosing. Real freedom is when you don't need to panic, because you've already done the work. It's when you have peace, because your life has structure. Building habits that make discipline feel like freedom starts with awareness. You must know where your chaos lives. Maybe it's in your spending, maybe it's in your time, maybe it's in your emotions. Once you find it, don't try to fix everything overnight. Start with one small habit, one action that moves your life toward order. Consistency is more powerful than intensity. Small wins repeated daily build unshakable confidence. You have to stop seeing discipline as punishment. It's not a sentence. It's a choice. Every no you say to distraction is a yes to peace. Every moment you stay focused when others drift builds your strength. You stop living for comfort and start living with clarity.
The difference between people who succeed and those who stay stuck isn't luck. It's the ability to keep doing the right thing long after the excitement is gone. When you build habits, you reduce the mental energy needed for decision. You no longer fight yourself every day about what to do. You just do it. That's the real secret of discipline. It's not about constant struggle. It's about making good choices, automatic. Once your habits take over, you're free. You can focus on growth instead of maintenance. At first, your mind will resist. It will say, I deserve a break, or I'll do it tomorrow. That's the voice that keeps people trapped. But if you ignore it and act anyway, something amazing happens. Your mind starts trusting you. You become dependable to yourself. Each time you follow through, you strengthen that trust. Eventually, you no longer need motivation. You have identity. You've become the kind of person who does what needs to be done, no matter how you feel. Freedom isn't avoiding structure. It's mastering it. Without structure, your energy scatters. With it, your potential grows. When you build habits that support your goals, you stop fighting time and start working with it. You create balance. You stop feeling guilty about relaxing because you've earned it. You start experiencing joy without the weight of unfinished responsibilities. You must also learn to build habits that fit your life, not someone else's. Discipline doesn't mean copying routines you see online or forcing a lifestyle that doesn't match your reality. It means creating patterns that work for you. A small daily walk, consistent saving, focused work hours. These simple actions compound. They give you results without burnout. Discipline is sustainable only when it's personal. Notice how different life feels when your habits are aligned with your values. You stop feeling pulled in every direction. You start feeling grounded. You don't need to escape from your own life because it's finally running smooth. That's the freedom discipline gives you. Peace of mind, emotional control, and stability. You wake up knowing you're in charge, not your impulses. Discipline that feels like punishment comes from doing things you hate for reasons you don't believe in. Discipline that feels like freedom comes from doing things that support the life you actually want. When your habits serve your goals, you no longer feel restricted. You feel empowered. You stop asking, do I have to? And start saying, I get to. That's the shift that changes everything. Many people fail at discipline because they focus only on outcomes. They chase results instead of building systems. But systems are what carry you through the days when motivation is gone. When you wake up tired or face temptation, systems protect your progress. If you've built strong habits, you don't fall apart. You stay steady. That's the quiet strength that successful people carry. It's not intensity, it's consistency. Every strong person you admire has built their freedom through structure. They may make it look effortless, but that's because the effort was front-loaded. They trained their minds to follow routines that lead to success. They made good habits automatic so they could focus on bigger things. You can do the same. You just have to commit long enough for discipline to become identity. The beauty of habit is that it doesn't care about emotion. You can be tired, frustrated, or unmotivated, and the habit still runs. It's the system that keeps your life on track when your willpower fails. That's why building habits is more reliable than chasing motivation. Motivation is temporary. Habits are permanent. When discipline starts feeling like freedom, your relationship with effort changes. You stop seeing hard work as pain and start seeing it as power. You realize that consistency gives you choices. It gives you time, options, and peace. That's real success. Not luxury or speed, but the ability to live life on your own terms without chaos controlling you. So start today by building one habit that supports your future. Make it small, make it doable, but make it non-negotiable. Do it until it feels natural, then add another. Layer your habits like bricks, one on top of the other, until you've built a life that runs smoothly without force. You'll wake up one day and realize discipline isn't hard anymore. It's who you are. That's when you'll see that freedom doesn't come from escaping effort. It comes from mastering it. Discipline gives you the peace of knowing that your actions and your goals finally match. You no longer drift. You drive. You no longer chase. You create. That's the moment when discipline stops feeling heavy and starts feeling like liberation, because it's not holding you back. It's setting you free.
Number 8, stop blaming income when your problem is self-control. Most people believe the reason they're struggling financially is because they don't make enough. They think, if I just earned more, everything would change. But that belief is a trap, because the real problem for most people isn't income, it's control. You can raise your paycheck, but if your habits don't change, your situation won't either. More money doesn't fix lack of discipline. It only multiplies without self-control. Every raise, every bonus, every new opportunity will disappear the same way the last one did. Blaming income feels easier than facing ourselves. It gives us an excuse to avoid accountability. It lets us point fingers at something external instead of looking inward. But the truth is, there are people making half as much as you who are building peace, security, and freedom, because they manage what they have. And there are others earning double your income, living paycheck to paycheck, because their habits eat away at everything they earn. It's not what you make, it's what you keep, what you plan, and how you think. The moment you stop blaming income is the moment your life begins to shift. You start to see that financial freedom doesn't start with a bigger paycheck. It starts with a better mindset. You learn to separate needs from wants, priorities from distractions. You begin to make choices that reflect your goals, not your impulses. You start to value control over comfort. That's where growth begins. When you lack self-control, every increase in income feels like new air at first, but it disappears quickly. Your lifestyle expands, your expenses rise, and you're right back in the same struggle, only with fancier distraction. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it's the silent destroyer of progress. It convinces you that you're improving because you're earning more. But you're not moving forward, you're just upgrading your habits of waste. Self-control is what separates those who build wealth from those who chase it forever. It's not about denying yourself everything. It's about learning when enough is enough. It's about making choices that protect your future, instead of feeding your momentary desire. Every time you choose patience over impulse, you're training yourself to manage abundance. Because real wealth isn't about having more. It's about being prepared for more. When you can't control spending, you'll never feel satisfied, no matter how much you make. You'll always find a way to want more, to need more, to justify more. You'll say things like, I work hard, I deserve this, or I'll save next month. But those small rationalizations slowly build a pattern that keeps you trapped. The person who can't manage a small income will never manage a large one. It's the same mindset with different numbers. You have to learn to take ownership. That means no more excuses. No more blaming the system, the economy, or your job. Those things may influence your situation, but they don't control it. You do. Self-control means accepting that your financial habits are your responsibility. It means facing the uncomfortable truth that your bank balance reflects your choice, not your luck, not your boss, not your parents, your choices. When you develop control, you start creating space between emotion and action. You stop reacting to stress by spending. You stop trying to fix boredom with buying. You start asking yourself better questions before you reach for your card. Do I really need this? Is this moving me closer to my goals? Those small moments of awareness can save you from years of regret. Self-control isn't about restriction. People who master self-control understand one simple rule. You can't spend your way to peace. You can't buy enough things to feel secure or fulfilled. Peace comes from structure, from knowing you have enough because you made wise choices. That's what creates confidence. Not the number in your account, but the discipline behind it. If you want to change your financial life, start where you are. Don't wait for a bigger paycheck. Don't wait for the right job or the next opportunity. Take control of what's in your hands right now. Build the habits that prepare you for more. Start saving something, even if it's small. Track where your money goes. Set goals that matter. Every small step builds the discipline that will protect your future income. Think about how much energy people waste trying to escape responsibility. They blame rent, inflation, their boss, their childhood, anything but their choices. But while they're pointing fingers, someone else is quietly building. The difference isn't luck, it's control. The moment you decide to own your situation fully,
You stop being powerless. You start becoming intentional. That's when progress begins. Control gives you power over time. It allows you to plan, prepare, and grow. Without it, you live in constant reaction, always catching up, always every month feels like a race you can't win because your habits are running faster than your income. The truth is, you can't outrun a lack of discipline. No amount of money can compensate for poor management. Self-control also teaches you gratitude. When you stop chasing everything you don't have, you start appreciating what you do. You realize how little you truly need to feel fulfilled. That shift changes everything. Gratitude makes you calm. Greed makes you restless. One builds peace, the other builds debt. Many people say, I'll start saving when I earn more. But that day never comes. Because the habit of saving isn't built through income. It's built through discipline. If you can't save $1 out of 10, you won't save 10 out of 100. The percentage doesn't change the principle. Waiting for more money to start controlling your habits is like waiting for better weather to learn how to swim. You start now with what you have. Blaming income is a comfort zone. It keeps you safe from the truth. It allows you to avoid the discomfort of accountability. But real growth begins the moment you stop defending your excuses. You start asking, what can I do differently today? You begin to see opportunity where you used to see limitation. You start making decisions that build rather than break. That's how transformation begins. Not with income, but with ownership. The person with control will always outperform the person without it, no matter the income difference. The disciplined worker with focus and strategy will eventually surpass the impulsive earner with higher pay, because one builds a foundation while the other builds an illusion. Control compounds over time just like interest. Every smart decision today pays you tomorrow. Self-control gives you stability. It helps you sleep peacefully knowing you're managing your life wisely. It removes panic, guilt, and financial anxiety. It gives you space to think clearly about the future instead of surviving the moment. That's real wealth, not luxury, but peace. You don't need to make more to feel secure. You need to control what you already have. That control creates confidence. That confidence attracts better opportunities, and those opportunities multiply your results. That's how progress happens, from the inside out, not the outside in. So stop blaming income. Start building control. Stop waiting for more and start managing better. Each decision you make today shapes your future. Every moment you choose discipline over impulse, you're moving closer to freedom. Easy excuses will always sound tempting, but they'll never build a better life. Responsibility. Money flows to those who respect it, not those who complain about it. The more you take charge of your actions, the more you open doors for growth. Because when you master self-control, you don't just manage money, you master yourself. And when you master yourself, no income level can ever hold you back again.
Number 9. Strengthen your focus so money becomes your servant, not your master. Focus is power. It decides who controls your life, you or your money. Most people think they control their money, but in truth, their money controls them. They chase it, stress over it, fight for it, and when they get it, they fear losing it. That's not freedom, that's slavery in disguise. Money was meant to serve you, not rule you. But for that to happen, you must strengthen your focus. You must build a mind that can lead money, not be led by it. Focus means direction. It's the ability to decide what matters and stick to it. When you lose focus, everything around you starts running your life. Advertisements, social pressure, comparison, fear. You start spending for attention, working for approval, and buying to feel successful. That's how money quietly becomes the master. It dictates how you live, what you feel, and who you become. But when you learn to control your focus, you take that power back. You begin using money as a tool for your vision, instead of a reaction to your emotion. The problem isn't that people want money. The problem is that they forget why they want it. They lose focus on purpose. Money without purpose becomes noise. It drives you in circles. When you focus on what truly matters, money finds direction. You start to spend intentionally, save strategically, and invest wisely. You stop wasting your energy chasing every shiny thing that promises happiness.
Because once your focus is strong, you can see clearly that most of those promises are trapped. If you're not careful, money becomes the reason for everything you do. You wake up for it, work for it, stress for it, and sleep thinking about it. That's when it owns you. The secret is to flip that relationship. Strengthen your focus so that money follows your plan, not your emotion. Every dollar should have a job. Every expense should have a purpose. When you give money structure, it obeys you. Without structure, it controls you. Focus isn't built by accident. It's built by discipline. You have to train your attention, just like you train your body. You have to teach yourself to stay on your goals, even when distractions are loud. Every time you control an impulse purchase, every time you say no to instant gratification, you sharpen that focus. It's not just about saving money, it's about saving power. Because every impulsive decision you resist strengthens the part of you that leads. When money becomes your master, you live in reaction. You feel anxious when you don't have enough, and restless when you do. You make decisions based on emotion, not intention. You buy to feel worthy, and spend to escape stress. But when you strengthen your focus, money loses its grip. You start using it as a tool to build freedom, not fill emptiness. You stop reacting to circumstances and start creating results. People often believe that having more money will automatically give them peace. But peace doesn't come from money. It comes from mastery. Focus gives you that mastery. It helps you separate what matters from what distracts. You begin to design your life consciously, not emotionally. You understand that real wealth isn't about accumulation. It's about control. You could have less money and still have more peace because you've learned how to lead your life with intention. Every person has to face this question. Are you working for money, or is money working for you? The answer depends on focus. If you're clear on your values and your goals, you tell your money where to go. You decide how it serves your dreams. But if you live without focus, money tells you what to do. It makes your choices for you. That's the difference between control and captivity. The reason most people lose focus is because they chase approval. They want to look successful instead of being secure. They want to impress rather than progress. And that's exactly how money gains control. It feeds on insecurity. The moment you stop living for display and start living for direction, you break that chain. You realize that peace feels better than applause. You stop caring how success looks and start caring how stability feels. Building focus starts with clarity. You must know what you're working toward. Write it down. Define it. Visualize it. If your financial goals are vague, your actions will be random. Focus turns chaos into order. It gives your energy direction. When your money decisions align with your goals, progress becomes natural. Every dollar saved, every expense managed, every investment made moves you closer to purpose. That's how money becomes your servant. It serves your vision. Focus also means awareness. You have to know what drains your attention. Maybe it's scrolling endlessly, comparing your life, or chasing temporary highs through spending. The more distracted you are, the less control you have. Focus thrives in simplicity. When your mind is calm and clear, your choices improve. When you're constantly overstimulated, you start reacting instead of thinking. Simplicity protects focus, and focus protects freedom. When you build strong focus, money no longer dictates your emotions. You stop feeling anxious when it's low and reckless when it's high. You develop balance. You learn to act the same in abundance as you do in scarcity, with purpose and calm. That's real maturity. Because the person who controls their focus controls their future. Focus isn't just mental, it's practical. It means budgeting with intention, tracking your progress, and reviewing your habits. It means knowing your priorities so clearly that every spending decision either supports them or goes. You stop living in confusion about where your money went because you've assigned it before it left. You stop being surprised at the end of the month because you've been aware every day. That's focus in action. It's not theory, it's structure. When you master your focus, money becomes a powerful servant. It builds your dreams, funds your growth, supports your peace. But when you lose focus, money turns on you. It becomes a source of tension, stress, and guilt. You start feeling controlled by something you should be controlling. Strengthening your focus is how you reverse that. It's how you become the leader again. The truth is, money is neutral. It doesn't care who leads. It just follows direction. If you give it no direction, it will follow emotion. If you give it clarity, it will follow purpose. Your focus determines which path it takes. That's why the wealthiest people aren't just those who make the most. They're the ones who manage with precision and purpose. You don't need to be rich to have focus. You need focus to become rich. In every sense of the word. Financially, emotionally, mentally. Focus brings peace because it replaces confusion with control. It reminds you that money is a resource, not a ruler. It's meant to be guided, multiplied, and used wisely, not worshipped or feared. To strengthen focus, build daily habits that align your mind and money. Review your goals regularly. Track your progress. Eliminate distractions that make you forget your priorities. Practice gratitude. It keeps you grounded when temptation tries to pull you off track. Gratitude and focus are powerful allies. Together they silence the noise of comparison. In time, you'll notice a shift. You'll stop chasing and start directing. You'll stop worrying about losing and start focusing on building. Money will stop controlling your emotions because your clarity will control your money. That's when you'll feel true power. Not because you have more, but because you finally understand what to do with what you have. So strengthen your focus. Stop letting money tell you how to live. Decide what you want your life to look like, and make money a tool to get there. When focus leads, money follows. When clarity guides, peace grows. That's the moment you become free. Not when you make more, but when you master what you already have.
Number 10. Prove your maturity by managing what others lose in desire. Maturity isn't shown by how much you have. It's shown by how well you manage what you have. Many people lose what they earn, not because they are unlucky, but because they never developed control. They chase moments, not meaning. They live by emotion instead of direction. They let desire decide for them. But maturity means mastering that desire. It means staying calm when others chase quick pleasure. It means thinking ahead when others think only of now. Real growth begins when you stop trying to impress and start trying to sustain. You prove your maturity when you can hold what others waste, when you can stay steady while others follow impulses. It takes discipline to keep what you've built while the world pushes you to spend, to show off, to prove yourself. The immature mind believes satisfaction is in the next thing, the next car, the next gadget, the next weekend out. The mature mind knows satisfaction is built through security, peace, and stability. You don't need to keep feeding desire to feel alive. You need to control it to feel powerful. Desire by itself isn't the enemy. It's natural. The problem is when desire leads without discipline. When you let every want turn into a purchase, every emotion turn into action, every craving turn into cost. That's how people lose what they worked for. They earn hard, but they live loose. They let feelings win over wisdom, and when desire wins too often, maturity fades. You can't build a strong future when every decision comes from impulse. Managing what others lose in desire means learning patience, balance, and purpose. It's the skill of knowing that every dollar you keep, every urge you resist, every plan you follow adds strength to your foundation. You start to see that control is a form of freedom. It's not about saying no to everything. It's about knowing when to say yes with awareness. It's about using your mind before your emotions make the decision for you. There's a certain pride that comes from self-control. It's quiet, but it's powerful. When you start managing your resources wisely, you begin to respect yourself on a different level. You know that your choices are not driven by what's trending, but by what's right. You start walking differently, calm, confident, unshaken, because you're not chasing, you're building. That calmness is maturity. You can see the difference in people who have learned control. They don't brag. They don't compete for attention. They don't need to prove success through appearance. Their satisfaction comes from knowing they're secure, from watching their progress grow slowly and steadily. They've learned the truth that chasing desire keeps you broke,
in finances, in peace, and in purpose. They've replaced craving with clarity. Maturity means choosing structure over impulse. It's not exciting in the moment, but it's rewarding in the long run. It's what separates temporary winners from consistent builders. The mature person knows how to delay pleasure because they understand that what lasts takes time. They see desire for what it is, an emotion, not a command. And every time they choose control over reaction, they grow stronger inside. The truth is, most people are not destroyed by lack of opportunity, but by lack of restraint. They get chances, they make money, they get ahead, but they lose it in their inability to manage their emotions. They spend to feel alive, not realizing that the constant chase keeps them tired and empty. The mature person doesn't run after every thrill. They stand still and plan. They let their consistency create what others keep chasing. Managing what others lose in desire also means mastering your environment. The world constantly tries to convince you to spend more, to buy more, to compare more. Every advertisement is designed to tell you that you're missing something. But maturity allows you to pause and ask, do I really need this, or am I being pulled by impulse? That simple question can save you from years of financial and emotional stress. It reminds you that real satisfaction doesn't come from accumulation. It comes from control. You prove your maturity when you can live below your means and still feel complete. When you can walk past temptation and not feel deprived. When you can enjoy what you have instead of constantly needing more. That mindset builds wealth. Not just financial wealth, but emotional peace. Because the person who can manage desire will always outlast the one who can't. Desire is loud, but maturity is quiet. Desire says, I need it now. Maturity says, I can wait. Desire seeks approval. Maturity seeks purpose. Desire makes you act fast. Maturity makes you think first. You prove your maturity, not in what you earn, but in what you can hold when the urge to lose it feels strong. The ability to pause in that moment, that's strength, that's control. Every time you hold back from giving in to unnecessary desires, you're building the kind of strength that leads to freedom. You're proving that you run your life, not your cravings. And that's what separates successful people from the restless ones. Success isn't built from luck. It's built from small, consistent acts of self-control. Think about the people who constantly say, if only I had more. They get more, and somehow it's still not enough. Because it was never about the amount, it was about the discipline. They don't lose money because of bad luck. They lose it because they never learned control. The mature person understands this. They treat every resource, time, energy, money with care. They don't waste it chasing empty desires. They use it to build something lasting. You prove your maturity every time you choose logic over emotion. When you make decisions based on your goals, not your mood. When you understand that comfort today can cost peace tomorrow. That's the kind of maturity that builds strong lives. It's not loud, but it's unbreakable. To manage what others lose in desire, you have to first understand your own triggers. What makes you spend without thinking? What emotions lead you to distraction? Awareness is the first step to control. When you can identify the moment you're being pulled by desire, you have the chance to change your decision. That's maturity. Catching yourself before you repeat an old pattern. Control doesn't mean you never enjoy life. It means you enjoy it wisely. You reward yourself with intention, not with guilt. You plan your pleasures instead of chasing them blindly. You buy experiences that bring growth, not objects that fade in a week. You understand that true fulfillment doesn't come from satisfying every want. It comes from mastering your choices. Maturity also shows in how you respond to success. When more money starts flowing in, do you upgrade your habits or your distractions? Immature minds upgrade their lifestyle first. Mature minds upgrade their mindset. They don't rush to spend more. They find ways to build more. They treat growth with responsibility, not excitement. That's how wealth stays instead of slipping away. You prove your maturity when you can say no to things that everyone else says yes to. When you can walk away from trends, temptations, and social pressure without hesitation. That's strength. It's not easy to stay disciplined in a world that worships instant gratification. But that's exactly what sets you apart. Managing what others lose in desire makes you dependable. People trust you because you're stable. You become the person others look to for wisdom because you think before acting. You don't chase everything that shines. You build what lasts. You don't spend to impress. You invest to progress. And the satisfaction that comes from that kind of control is deeper than any temporary pleasure could ever give. At the end of the day, maturity is not measured by age, position, or possessions. It's measured by control over your desires, your reactions, and your priority. It's about having enough awareness to choose discipline over distraction, enough humility to stay consistent, and enough patience to wait for real rewards. That's how you build strength that others lose in the noise of want. The world doesn't reward the impulsive. It rewards the intention. Desire burns fast, but maturity builds forever. When you learn to manage what others waste, you become unshakable. You no longer live at the mercy of emotion. You live guided by purpose. And that's the ultimate proof of maturity. The quiet ability to lead yourself when everyone else is led by desire. You've heard the truth. Money isn't the problem. Discipline is. Every dollar you earn is a reflection of your habits, your patience, and your control. You can work harder. You can earn more. But until you learn to manage yourself, you'll always be chasing stability instead of living in it. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being aware. It's about choosing long-term peace over short-term comfort. The person who builds discipline builds freedom, because when you can control your habits, your emotions, and your money, life stops being a struggle and starts being a plan. So take this moment seriously. Don't just listen. Apply. Start today. Make one disciplined choice and protect what you earn. That's how change begins. Not in a month, not someday, but now. And remember this: if you master discipline, money will follow you. If you ignore it, money will leave you. The choice from this moment on is yours.